Unless you come here by accident, you'll know that I am Sir Captain Mustard, and I am going to review a terrible Fiesta. I have never been a fan of Fords. Never. Honestly. People with so many Rovers knocking about, and as many as I have, don't like Fords. It's just as simple as that. It's like you're not allowed to like them. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That's complete nonsense. But I am not allowed to like this car. I've just been told that this car is a ZS. No, it's not. That's a ZS. Maybe that's why we don't like each other. Anyway, look, this car's got an engine. This car isn't really made for the road, but it lives on the road and drives on the road. And, you know, should it or shouldn't it? Should it? Yeah, maybe. Don't know. I'm going to drive up the road. As the bonnet is open, we may as well talk about that first. Now, this is a 1.6.
No, Paul. So 1.7.
So it's a 1.7 Zetec engine, and it produces, I think, 102 brake horsepower.
130, 140 maybe. It's got the Racing Puma cams and ECU fitted, Paul.
Okay. So apparently it's not just a wheezy Ford engine with loads of red piping everywhere. It actually does some work. Apparently it's a bit of a tuned Ford. But we all know what Fords are like, and the kind of people that drive them. They're always young men in hoodies that just rag them about everywhere, aren't they? Can't be up to much, surely. Coming away from the engine then a little bit, I've noticed the number plate's in the wrong place, and where the number plate should be, there's some great big holes drilled in place. Do we like these holes? There's 5 of them. That's like, maybe he wants it to be an Audi, but I think it's more to do with trying to cool the radiator. But if we have a closer look, yeah, the slant panel's still in the way. That does make those holes slightly redundant, I'm afraid. Chris, why's your car got a massive Pat Butcher style earring on the front there? Dropping the bonnet down there, still not as easy. No, it's just a one-step thing. You've got to mess around with this kind of bonnet jewellery as well. Righto, let's have a look at this car's exterior. It is a Mark IV Fiesta.
Mark 5.
Mark 5, although there's some confusion over really whether it's a Mark 4 or Mark 5, but I've been corrected and I've had it all explained to me, and it still doesn't make any sense. It's quite a nice colour. It's imperial blue and dense and rust, of course. Let's not be too cruel about gas shockers here, because I mean it is 19 years old, and to have a couple of bits like this is acceptable, isn't it? You don't have to look very long at this car before you'll spot there's quite a few modifications, let's say. It's definitely been lowered down, and I suspect the ride isn't going to be as comfortable as my beloved Nigel. So it's not just the bonnet that needs earrings to keep it closed. It looks like the boot lid also doesn't have any kind of latch. Here we've got a Miltech straight through exhaust, which I believe is stainless steel. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, thought it might be. And it's probably going to make it a bit loud. On the back of the bumper as well, 3 holes there and 3 holes there. Now, there are some good reasons apparently for these 6 holes in the back of there, but all I can think is there's 5 in the front, and that makes 9. No, it doesn't. It's 11 holes, and I'm not very comfortable with the number 11 because it's just the wrong number. You know, you want even numbers for these things. Good news. You open up the passenger door, you'll see there's a hole in the floor there to let the rain out. That makes 12. Great, now I've fed my OCD. With its black wheels and lowered suspension, little trinkets everywhere, and the bonnet that for some reason doesn't fit, and the stickers everywhere. It looks like my friend here has forgotten to stop being a boy racer about 10 years ago. So let's have a look at the interior of this car, or rather lack of interior. Now, bearing in mind this is a track car that's road legal, we can understand that basically there's no carpets on the floor. But what I don't understand is screwed down some mats. Why not just leave the carpet in the first place, fella? These bucket seats look like you can get in and then get stuck. And there's no headlining, and there's a massive bit of red scaffolding in the back. Some people will call that a roll cage. Here's something very interesting. Look at this door card. It's just basically put a piece of plastic on the car, on the door instead. Still wants his electric windows though. But what you'll notice here is there's no handle anywhere on the door, which means presumably if you want to close the door, you've got to have the window open. Or, which is more preferable, just close it from the outside instead and let somebody else drive it. Possibly do any kind of review of this car unless I actually drive it, so I'm going to have to get in. And I'm just a bit concerned whether I can... Oh, right. Gosh, that's really rather snug indeed. Now I'm in, I'm going to struggle probably even more to get out. This is a fixed bucket seat, and this, you know, it's put in place for its owner, and it's fair to say I'm probably a bit taller than Chris here. Would you say so?
Just a bit.
Yeah. So I did struggle with that. Now it's very, very unusual experience, this seat, because I feel like I've got some sort of massive Dracula collar on the go here, or at least a 1970s shirt. If I continue to talk in here, you can hear my voice echoing around the metal roof, which is great if you like a bit of reverb. Inside the car, I'm struggling to focus because I'm so close to this suede steering wheel. The instrument cluster is just standard, but these bits aren't, well, except for the heater blower control. That's what he has instead of a stereo, I believe, which suits me, because the only music that doesn't get on my waz at the moment is Go Go Penguin, and I don't think he'd like that. This bucket seat provides me no lateral movement for my legs. That's about it, so it's just as well I don't do any card dancing. You don't often see something like this. In fact, I've never seen one of these. A brake bias thingy to stop the back brakes from locking up. Is that right?
That's right.
Right, okay, cool. And the biggest surprise is the glove box is still present. And I thought I'd just got rid of that as well, to be absolutely honest. Anyway, probably time took this little motor for a drive. If only I can get back out. Oh, hang on, it's not too difficult to get. Ta-da! Time to take this car for a drive, and look, the harness. Look at that. This is a lot more of a challenge than your usual seatbelt setup.
I'll give you a hand.
Cool, that sounds rather clangy. I never thought I'd ever be smiling like this whilst driving a Ford, but this is actually lots of fun, and I've only just got started. The first thing I can tell you is you feel properly cocooned with the seat here, and just wrapping around your head like that. That's the crackle from the exhaust there. Nothing too much, but it's actually not as loud in here as I was expecting. I was expecting not to be able to talk at all, but I am having to shout. But I'm used to shouting. I'm a very noisy person. amazing thing is actually it's the amount of car smell going on, all the fuel and probably slight burning rubber smell knocking about. It's very attractive. They should make an aftershave out of this smell. So I can report the acceleration, very good. Brakes, as you'd expect them to be, quite good. Handling, very, very good. Now there's a point actually, when this car came in the yard and I could just see it bouncing around everywhere, I thought this was going to be quite a horrible experience to drive, but it's a bit more comfortable than I was expecting, to be absolutely honest. Very nice, well done. Honestly, that was a lot more fun than I was expecting. And now I'm just going to park it up next to Nigel for a little photo opportunity. On the bumps it is very, very jarring, but on the actual road... Anyway, I never got around to saying how you get the door open or pull the door towards you with the window closed. Because if you do it up there, you're going to trap your fingers. If you do it there, it's going to be quite uncomfortable, that, isn't it? They're pretty horrible if you had long nails. In conclusion, it has to be said that was quite a lot of fun. It was actually quite a lot better than I was expecting. The performance, the ride was very like that, but I mean it's a track day car, what do you expect? Braking, performance, handling, all that very, very good and quite, you know, characterful to drive as well. But to live with every day, could I possibly suffer the indignity of trying to climb in and out of the thing? No. What about being seen in it every day? It's a bit in your face. But speaking from a man who drives around a multicoloured 25, that really is taking the biscuit. But no, I would feel a bit silly in it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe and share this video, and I'll do some more. I will. Thank you for letting me have a go in your car, Chris. It was fun.